All right, so I'm going to show you how to work the Wolfpack software. So I emailed it to everybody last week through WeTransfer. If you don't download it within a week's time, it'll go away. So it's a great resource tool when you're doing homework or problems in surveying. You can check your work on it. So once I download it, all you have to do is hit run and it'll install it for you. Where it puts it at is under elementary survey. And then just click Launch Wolfpack. So if you download it, you just double click and say Run, and it'll install it. And then once it installs it, you say Finish, it'll load it up underneath your programs. Okay, I'm going to bring it up. And when it comes up, it looks like this. I'm going to go to Programs, and I want to look at Curve Computations. And what I'm going to do is a horizontal curve to begin with. So this will be something out of chapter 24. And I'm going to do staking notes. So this is, I must call it 24.1, which is example 24.1. That is on page 723. And you don't have to put that. I'm just putting it here so I can refer back to it. All right, depending on what you're given, they gave us I, and they gave us the curve radius, and they gave us the PI. So for that example, the I was 8 degrees, 24 minutes. Now, you can choose between arc definition and chord definition. Chord would be railroad, arc would be transportation, English or metric, and then direction left or right. Well, direction's not going to make a difference for our problem, so I'm not even going to choose it. Well, I just choose right. The radius was given was 2864.79. And then the PI, and you can put the 64 plus 2746. And station distance means, do you want to stake it every 50 feet? Do you want to stake it every 100 feet? So if it says half stations, you would put 50 feet. If it says full stations, you'd put 100. You can choose from incremental chords or total chords. I'm going to go with incremental this time. And then I'm going to choose a coordinate file. Okay, I'm not going to do coordinates. If I'd had coordinates, I could have put that in. I'm not going to put coordinates in. I'm going to create a coordinate file. I'm going to say OK. It's going to tell me you can only do that in a DXF. It's OK. I'm going to say OK. And then you've got to name your output file. I normally just call all files, and I'm going to say example 24.1 and hit A and open. And then there's the answer. So it put, what I just wrote in there, 24.1. Here's all the documents or all the formulas. There's curve length is 420. The T was 218.38. The long chord was 419.62. So as you can see, all the calculations that are on page 723, our LC, our E, and our M are all solved. Then it actually puts your deflection increments. So if you look at the table, which was the second part, which is chapter 24, example 2, here's the curve table. So actually you'll see the PC, all the stations, the deflection increments, deflection chords, and deflection angles. So there's a quick way you can check your homework. If you want to do total chords, you can just go back in and change that out. But it's a good resource for you guys to check your homework, even though you're going to need to know how to do this for a test. So I want you to make sure you keep your formulas together, but definitely check your homework. Hope you guys were able to follow this and use this in any of your computations online for chapter 24 or 25.